Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of the Omniverse Chronicles Ghostbusters International. A lot of comments in chat about our new Starting Soon music. Thank you to Jake Purley, as always, for being just the most incredible human and composer in existence. Thank you for hooking us up with that. I am Kim. I'm a Crit Show cast member and the producer of the Omniverse Chronicles, and I am joined, as always, every week by just the most incredible group of cast members and GMs. Everyone go around the proverbial table and introduce yourselves real quick.
I would love to. My name's Asterios Kokkinos. I'm a comedian, I'm a podcaster, and we know you have a lot of choice for entertainment on your Monday nights, and we're glad you're sticking with us.
That's right.
I'm Beth Crane. I'm from the podcast We Fix Space Junk. I'm a writer, I'm an artist, and this week I'm going to be shooting fish with a crossbow and hamming up my words.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. My name is Forrest Leder, and I am found all over the internet as Fearless Leader. And you can find me on the Crit Show Discord. You can also find me on Twitter, obpmusical.com, as one of their lyricists and whatnot. So, yeah, I'm excited to be here running Ghostbusters.
And I'm Rev. I'm the host and GM of the Crit Show, which, if you don't know what that is, how did you find your way here? And you can find me this week mostly inside of Sherman-Williams and Home Depot as I go around to getting all the things to prep our new studio space.
And if you just wandered in here, I went ahead and I posted a link to the Crit Show in chat. It can't hurt. And then I'm going to pass it on over to Forrest.
All right. Last time we saw our intrepid band of busters, they had gone to the Pioneer Square, where Seattle Underground is, holding history. And after a short bout with a few minor ghosts, with every kind of meaning that could go along with that, except for that they're not children. They encountered some floating orbs of ghostly power, as well as some miners that were attacking them with pickaxes and the like. And after some very gross and terrifying kinds of, combat, including stomach mouth things that was so much fun. We saw Asterios run as far into the underground tunnels as he could. And having done so, he tripped, fell down a short set of stairs, and looking up, saw an arrow sticking out of a picture, that one of the historical pictures of the underground tours. And beside it, 3 ghostly women dressed in Victorian gowns, wearing hats, and they turned and said, and
They turned and said, "What? Your microphone is audio gated. We're not picking up. When you're on the extreme low end, it's not picking up."
oh, no.
They turned and said, "Follow us on Twitch."
They said, "The Crit Show is so good."
I like these ghosts.
Okay, but seriously, the these ghostly women, seamstresses, even, turned and said, "You made it," and reached out their hands toward him. And just outside, the other three were wrapping up a quick fight here with those miners who, I'm going to say, with short order, were able to be trapped, because they were ready, in that prepared ghost trap. If anybody would like to describe that capture as it happens, I'll let you do, and then we can run over to Asterios with the cliffhanger.
I think we come into it just at the last minute, and I'm just trying to fit the end of a miner's boot into the trap. And it's just not going, and I'm having to like cut successively larger and larger chunks off of it just to cram it in. And then the trap just snaps shut.
But yeah, those are really meant to hold ectoplasmic forms, or not really physical. Nope, that's fine.
I'm like sitting on it like a
get that up later.
suitcase.
I'm just like, done. It has a miner in it now.
Once we get home, I'm gonna have to check the lint trap on the ecto containment unit to make sure there's not a boot stuck in it or something.
Probably a lot of teeth.
Yeah, it's interesting because even the boot just like cuts through as like goo kind of stuff. It's more of a manifestation than
Spectral boot.
indeed.
The theory of a boot.
Did any of you see where Asterios went? He kind of just booked it into that tunnel.
Oh, I thought he'd gone to do PR.
I mean, ordinarily I would agree with you, yes, but I know Asterios, and he would never go into that tunnel if he was trying to make a phone call.
Yeah, there isn't much signal down here. Yeah.
I was just getting ready to make that joke. Yeah, I saw him book down the stairs, and he just went inside.
Well, shit, let's go after him.
Yep.
Yeah, I will
Lag it.
run into the tunnel.
It makes sense. It does indeed. So, inside Asterios, before they come in, faced with these three beautiful women, what do you do?
Well, I believe they said, we've been waiting for you. And so...
Something to that effect.
Yeah, what did they say? We've been waiting for you. We've been
You made it.
expecting you. You made it.
You
Thank
made
you.
it.
So I go, I did. I'm glad I'm finally here. Where's my room?
All right. And so, having done so, then, they like one of them with their hair a bit in like ringlets. She gives you just a hint of a smile. Says, as she cocks an eyebrow, "Come and find out." And she turns and goes around the corner.
What do the other two do?
They all go around the corner.
Oh, okay. They all turn their backs to me. Excellent. So what I'm going to do, and this is going to take, I'm going to spend 10 brownie points on this. I'm going to spend a third of my brownie points, and I believe the most amount of brownie points any Ghostbuster has spent so far. And I'm going to take my proton pistol, and I'm going to set it to overload, and I'm going to throw it at them.
Oh my god.
And,
Okay, there's a lot going on there.
well, that's only one move. That's just one thing. I've only just done one thing. Just one thing.
Just one. With figuring out how to set it to overload, and then throwing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2.
Okay.
You could overload it with a packet of chewing gum. It's the foil.
You'd still have to know where to
Jam
put
it
it.
in there. Yeah.
All right. So, yeah. So what I'm going to say then is, Asterios, go ahead and I want you to roll a brains check.
You got it.
And we'll see if you know how to set it to overload.
Okay, that's hold on. I rolled a 37, no ghost.
Yes.
37. All right. Okay. So what we'll do then is that you do find a place on the pistol that you think if you like crank the intensity up, and then there's like a safety kind of thing, and if you depress the safety, you can turn it past its maximum kind of thing. And it's at that point that I think our other Ghostbusters are going to walk in, and you can see Asterios is like, what's that word I'm looking for? He's monkeying with the proton pistol and trying to do something. He's laying down on the ground on his stomach, facing towards the end of a long hallway, and there's a bit of ghostly light that seems to be fading at the end of the hallway.
Forrest is going to be so pissed if he does this again. We can't just keep putting Asterios on the reason for loss of item.
I mean,
it happens enough that they made a stamp for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is anybody doing anything besides Asterios? I know what Asterios is doing.
Yeah, I mean, really, I think not knowing the context of what is going on, he is in mid-action. So
yeah, absolutely.
You bet. All right, Asterios, you have successfully overloaded or set it to overload on your proton pistol. They are going around that corner. What are you doing now? You tossing that thing?
Well, if I've set it to overload, I'd like you to tell me what you think would be. Here's what I'm going to do.
I'm excited to hear all about this.
I mean, they're not far from me. I am just going to lob it or slide it. Like, it's not like they're like a million feet away from me. And I'm going to try to lob it, and then with my move action, just roll away as far as I can like a seal on its belly. Just roll, 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 roll. Now, luckily, I have no traps on me, and now no proton pistol. So I believe nothing should be encumbering my roll.
Streamlined.
Yes.
All right. So, go ahead and make your roll on tossing this thing over there.
Okay.
So you're going to toss it over,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're going to roll away,
Mhm.
go ahead and describe how you do that.
All right, cool.
Or rather,
Mhm.
sorry, let's have a roll. And I'm going to say that the roll is going to be this is not your usual kind of jam. So I'm going to say it's going to be a good amount of difficulty. Probably going to need a 12
Okay.
to
Well,
get it
even
nearby.
before you said that, I'd already committed to spending another 5 brownie points.
Okay.
So, hold on, let me just. So now I'm at 16,
Mhm.
and let's roll. So that'll be. I've got a moves of 1, and I've got a muscles of 2. You think this is moves or
Mhm.
muscles?
It is going to be moves.
You got it. So that'll be 66. And that's a 19 no ghost.
Okay. Excellent.
Nice.
Go ahead and describe your chucking of this proton pistol.
Okay. Now, again, I'm not cool, and this is not cool. This is not some kind of slick, amazing maneuver. Imagine if someone just overloaded the toaster and just went like bloop, just like tossed it. So I just kind of like go like, yeah. And then after I do, I just keep rolling and rolling, and like there's a chance I'm gonna die. Like I'll be caught in this blast. So like there's no reason to stop rolling. I'm just gonna keep rolling until I'm tired or I die.
All right.
I have a
Hope for
question
life.
that I need to know.
Uh-huh.
Are the glasses on?
Yes. So I break one of the lenses of my glasses. I think just immediately,
Well, we'll
because I
see.
keep rolling the same way. So
We'll
like,
s-
we'll
see
fair
about
enough. Well,
that. Go
fair.
ahead. Oh, did you have
I've
a did you
rolled
have a
a nine-
ghost in there? It was no ghost.
no ghost rolled a 19, so 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's 7 success points between 12 and
Okay.
19.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to give you some success. And so with that, you are able to chuck the proton pistol down there. And did you say, is it an underhanded lob kind of thing? Or did you like overhand, like boomerang throw it? Or what are we talking?
No, that would be way too cool. I'm gonna hold on just one more time.
Or like a
I
frisbee?
did it like this, like like just like a hot potato, just like
Ah.
like a granny shot.
yeah, like adult, just it was not cool.
Right,
And then
because
I
you're
start
laying
to
on the
roll.
ground. You just mostly like push it a
Yeah.
little bit.
Ah,
Okay. Yeah.
So instead of leaping away from an explosion, we just see him rolling.
Roll.
away from it.
like a seal or a turtle.
Let me share with you.
Some say he's still rolling to this day.
It will jump over him as he goes past,
Oh.
like a barrel.
Okay. So you set the proton pistol to an overload intensity, laying there on the ground, fiddling with it. That was the word I was looking for before, fiddling. And you take it with your 2 hands, laying there on the ground, and just like toss the thing over.
Mhm.
And now, are you rolling backwards down the tunnel, away from the thing, down the
Yes.
boardwalk, or?
Oh. I'd say, you know what? I don't know the geography of the space super well. I think I'm trying to roll away from the explosion.
Yeah.
Maybe back towards. I might be rolling deeper into this stupid ghosting. I don't know, but like away from the thing. So you actually tell me where I roll, because I'm panicking.
Yeah, that's true. You were in a panic.
Yeah.
But here's what I'll say. I'm gonna have you roll to the side.
Okay.
There are like rooms that go off to the side, and some of them have like pipes that look awful and decrepit, and some have like half of of an old mattress or like a sink and such. So you roll off of the you toss this thing down. You roll off of the boardwalk. All of you see him toss his proton pistol and just like sideways roll, like a person rolling downhill, like a kid rolling downhill in the grass, not end over end, just like, barrel rolling to the side off into the dirt and kind of junk, where no one's supposed to go off of the boardwalk in these things, because the whole, like, it's been renovated down here, but this area is still like largely condemned and stuff. And so, yeah, you roll off to the side, you drop about 1.5 feet down to dirt, and you fall on into some like garbage that people have just dropped to the side there and whatnot, and you just keep rolling through the dirt and until you hit and you kind of cross the threshold of the space, getting into more into that side room area. And what's everybody else do when you see him do this?
Knowing Asterios for as long as I have, seeing him throw his pistol and roll away, I think I want to duck backwards through like the doorway we've just come through.
Right back out.
Yeah.
I think because I don't know Asterios as well, being a newer addition to the team, so I think that there's almost like Rev going like to like duck behind something, and I'm sort of stopped and sort of pondering exactly what's going on, and just like nope, grab around the waist and pull out of that room.
Yeah.
Pulled by your holster.
Yeah.
I gotta say that the picture I have in my mind right now is, that meme of the little baby that's like toddling around and it comes in and then it's like
Hope.
whoop, and like 180s, it's out of there. That's kind of what I'm picturing here. So all three of you are like in and then nope out.
Duck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you all to make a moves roll. A pretty minor one here. It's not too bad, but all three of you are trying to rush out the one door.
Oh no.
Fairly.
Stooge it.
But I'm so small. That's one of my tags.
So
I'm so big.
Kim is unless you all roll ghosts, it can't be that bad. But it's gonna be a roll of 8 to.
I rolled a ghost and a 2.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
13, no ghost.
Okay.
Well, good news, on 4 dice, I rolled no ghost and a 5.
Guys.
Okay. All right. So, Kim, being the last one through, sees that, you all see Asterios toss the pistol, and Rev sees it, and he turns. His eyes are wide, and Beth also tries to, because she saw the expression on his face. But as Beth starts to go, one of the boards under her foot breaks, and her foot goes through the boardwalk, and then Rev trips over top of her as Kim just ducks right back out.
Oh, this pack is so heavy. This pack is so heavy.
Oh, and then nothing happens.
Down it.
Nothing, no explosion, huh?
You hear
Okay.
a little tinkling of laughter around the corner.
You know what? That's cool. If nothing's happened and I'm still alive, then I'd like to leap at my feet as much as I can, just out loud, out of breath, go 3 class 4, full torso, likely focused repeaters, and then if I can grab that stupid arrow and pull it out, I want
The
to do
arrow
that
is
too.
down at the end of the hall.
Oh, damn it! Well,
Thankfully, there was not an explosion right by the arrow.
Oh, yes.
That could have been bad, but yeah. So what I'm going to say is that presently, yes, absolutely, Asterios calls out, and and Asterios, I'm gonna ask you to make just a pain in the ass roll here
Sure.
for you.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you to make a a moves roll. It's 4. That's all you need is a 4. Okay.
Okay.
Just to get back out of this side area onto the boardwalk and stuff. And Rev and Beth, you are sort of tangled there, not hurt by the plunging through the boardwalk there, but yeah. So
I rolled an 11.
excellent.
I had used another 3. I'd use another 2 brownie points just in case, but I rolled an 11. So that's
Okay.
7
Then
success.
for those brownie points.
I gotta. This is tough. This is why I've been saving them for something stupid like this.
Oh my goodness, Asterios.
Yep. I'm down to
All
13
right.
brownie points.
Oh boy.
Ooh,
I know.
boy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to come out of my hiding spot and help Rev and Beth up.
All right. So you poke
Thanks.
your head back in
Yeah.
and then help them up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You heard Asterios call out at least 3 focused class 4 full torso, whatever,
And they're repeaters because of the
Repeaters.
scroll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
potentially.
It's
Uh,
gotta be.
So,
Do I see the arrow?
yes.
I want to
Yes, you
go. I want to go pull it off of the wall.
Okay. Asterios grabs onto the handrail and hops up and legs under and scoots himself back onto the boardwalk and starts heading down there. And Kim giving Rev a hand back up and helping Beth out. Asterios, you are not a fast person.
Mm-mm.
I think Kim is going to get there at the same time as you.
Oh, then I'm gonna move my hand real far away. Because it's like she's probably gonna pull it out with a lot of force, and I don't want to be near it when that thing slashes through the air.
Good. Very reasonable.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I would love to try to pull this arrow out from the wall.
Okay. Go ahead and make a muscles check.
Okay.
And it's going to be just a 5
Oh,
on this.
okay.
It's not too bad.
A 9. No ghost.
Yeah. You pull the arrow out and sure enough, wrapped around the shaft of the arrow, there's a scroll with some familiar cuniform.
This is it. Oh, this is it. This is it. Oh, okay. I'll deal with this in a minute. And I want to take the scroll and I want to pull out a salt shaker that I borrowed from my best friend Megan and just kind of do just a really, really quick and dirty ring of salt around it and set it on the ground.
Nice.
Yeah. And
All right.
then I want to grab my proton pistol
Okay.
and start looking for these ghosts.
Okay. You do. Grab your proton pistol there. And Rev and Beth, you are able to come up behind.
Yeah, I've got my
Um,
proton pack out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where do you keep your axe and your crossbow when you're using your proton pack? Do you hang it?
Good.
Do you have some place to hang it?
I think I may have gotten confused. Well, I think I've been having battle axe in my hands, crossbow on my belt, and proton pelt on my proton pack on my back. That probably suggests that I can't actually use my proton pack.
If you're holding the axe in your hands, then no.
Okay.
But do. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to with it because how many hands do we have for the crossbow? Doodly-doo-doo.
Crossbow is
There it
2,
is, 2 hands.
and battle axe
And
is 1.5.
okay. So, so actually you could carry the I mean, just common sense, of course. You can carry the
Yeah.
battle axe in one hand and you can carry the neutrona wand in the other hand.
Okay.
You can't
Nice.
really effectively use either of them in that situation.
Okay.
But yes.
Thinking because I'm
So,
strong, I have a holster of some kind.
let's put a pin in that. Let's
Cool.
put a pin in that. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So, and just to catch everybody up on the scene, you have this bricked in underground tunnel with some panels of purplish light with the light from the sun up above going through these glass tiles almost in the sidewalk above that shine down on this space. Now, the space down here is full of some mist, and it's got the air is charged with psychokinetic energy, and so it's definitely in that curling your nose hairs kind of place, Beth.
Yeah.
But there is ectoplasm that is dripping from the pipes above and off to the sides of this space right now. There and there's just this mist that curls from around that corner. And when you look down that way, it seems to just get thicker. And you hear strains of music from ages past. Perhaps a piano. Something lively. What are we doing?
Taking out my axe and heading around the corner.
Okay. Rev, you've been awfully quiet.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay. Asterios is gone. I'm going to Rev, I will say you notice his proton pistol there on the ground. And such. I'm going to assume, unless he tells me differently, that he picks up his proton pistol as well. But we'll kind of come back to that. Yeah, we'll come back to that. So, and Kim going around the corner?
Yep.
Or you were doing a quick and dirty
Little
salt
circle. Yep.
kind of thing around this.
Mhm.
Okay. And so we walk into the mist. And as you do so, the initial feeling is that damp dankness of the underground, kind of dusty kind of passage. But as you walk a bit further, and it's hard to see very far in this space. In fact, as you go, the ground seems to feel a bit smoother, and the air changes. It's still thick with mist, but it's no longer dusty. Instead, there's a hint of perfume in the air. You hear the clinking of glasses, and as the mist begins to thin, it begins to filter through with sort of golden-y haze. The light is dimmer than lighting from today. But you find yourself standing in the midst of a common area in a very finely appointed hotel.
Hey, everybody. I'm going to interrupt you for just a second, Forrest. Just a little bit of technical difficulties on my end. We're just going to go to BRB really quick. We'll be back soon. And we're back. Thanks, everybody, for your patience.
Absolutely. So you find yourself in the midst of this very finely appointed hotel from a different age. It seems a lot more like turn of the century, but not the one that we just did. We're talking about
The other one.
early, not the late 1900s. We're talking about the early 1900s type of thing. So there are rugs about on the ground and marble-ish kinds of columns here, settees that are about. Lovely women in Victorian-style dresses, and some of them in engaged in conversation that, might have slightly less of the amount of dress that you would expect in a common area of a hotel.
Are we still wearing our gear?
You
Or
are.
are we in fancy clothes? Okay, cool.
You are
Damn
still
it.
wearing your gear.
How cool would that have been?
I was like, oh no, travel through time.
I love me a bustle.
So far, yes.
And-
There is. Oh, go ahead.
Does everything have the same glow like that we've seen on the miners, or does this whole setting seem a little more physical and rooted in like everyday?
It is definitely more rooted in everyday. It feels more real.
Yeah.
But there is something that's a little bit off.
Okay. But like the
eh,
seamstresses aren't like missing parts of their faces and stuff, like with the miners.
No,
Okay.
they are not. However, go ahead and anybody who wants to can make a brains check.
Ooh, can I roll using occult?
Yes, you may.
Can I do something slightly different? Can I go and ding the bell at reception?
Queen.
20 for brains, no ghosts.
And
Okay.
unfortunately, I can't make a brains check because I'm not there. What my character did was I took the stupid arrow and the salt and I brought it back upstairs. Hopefully I talked with everybody about this beforehand. They all knew it was happening. But like, I'm all beat up and I'm going to go take a break in the car and guard the arrow. If that's okay with the other characters.
He pulls
We
out
can-
like the rack we talked about that has the extra pack on it,
Mhm.
and it's actually got a bed on it. He just lays down.
Well, I mean, the Ecto 1 is based on, like an old school ambulance. So,
Freaking perfect.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's like instead of
alright.
that like side firing thing they've got in the new movie, it's a lazy boy.
I'm just imagining you with the scroll and then trying to just sort of like scrape the salt and make like just like a kind of like putting it all in like in like a Ziploc bag and like
Mhm.
okay.
that's
So, Asterios, what would you have said when you were going to do that?
Okay, here's what I would have said. I would have said, guys, I think it might be a good idea to get this scroll away from the source of psychokinetic activity. Also, I'm tired and I don't have a gun anymore and I got beat up real bad. So I'm going to go back to the car. I'm going to see if I can find another gun and maybe taking this away might help you. This might be great for all of us.
yeah, maybe I'm gonna pass him my salt shaker. Just try to make a little circle on like the dashboard or something when you get there. Cool.
Cool. You're very cool.
Yep.
You're very cool.
Yep. Okay.
Can I just like hand him an apple?
Good
Right.
job, champ.
Oh, I eat the apple. I
Yeah,
like
just
it.
like-
Like I need water.
Asterios. Asterios. That was a good roll. Your roll was really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, it
Thank
looked-
you.
it
You're like a
looked-
seal.
It looked
Yeah.
surprisingly cool.
Like the speed that you moved, I would assume you were rolling downhill.
Yeah.
That's very nice of you guys. Thank you. Good job finding me, by the way. It's all fucked up down here.
Good job,
And I-
champ. Just go lie down a little bit.
I think I turn around, I just head up the stairs and gingerly with this arrow thing. And so I think that's when I think my character's up in the car for a bit.
I will say, when you do turn around to go out, you kick your proton pistol that's still sitting there with the overload setting on it. As you recall, I said it did not explode.
But it does now.
I pick it up very, very gently, and I like try to place it just kind of like far away from the hotel so it doesn't hurt my friends, but also
don't-
far away from me.
You don't know about the hotel if you didn't go. So you walked away there. They
Yeah.
went through the tunnel into this mist. And
Oh.
such.
Okay.
Okay, so they would have had this conversation with you, and then walked off into thick mist that was kind of roiling out from that corner. And so and Kim had done a little salt circle for the thing. So with that, what are you doing with that unexploded proton pistol?
I'm going to, and you might have to help me out with the geography a little bit, but I can give you the intent.
Sure.
Away from my friends,
Yeah.
away from me, in a corner by a rat's nest. If there's like, I mean, we're down in these stupid tunnels. I don't know if there's a bunch of bricks or a skeleton or something. It's gonna like nestle it away and then go upstairs and start working on a lie for Forrest as to why I don't have this thing.
You'll have to get his
All
rubber
right.
stamp out again.
Yeah.
So you go off the path, off the boardwalk to the side around, and as you are setting the proton pistol aside, there's, like I said, there's like a sink that's just like on the ground, old school porcelain kind of sink that's just there. There's some like chunks of hole out of this retaining wall and such. You got pipes and whatnot. So you're like halfway back to the door that you ran through to come in this area. And as you go to set the thing down gingerly, behind something, one presumes, so so other people aren't finding it. You lean down to set it down, and at the like just the corner of the wall, you see these two little bloop, red eyes, pinpoints of light, and then you see another two. Bloop, bloop, bloop. It's hard to keep track as this little bit of illumination, just a little, as these ghostly rats begin creeping out from the shadows at the corner. And they begin walking towards you.
Okay. Well, there's rats coming towards me. I have one trick left up my bruised and ripped sleeve. I take out my PKE meter, and as we know, this campaign takes place in a universe that has been informed by Ghostbusters Afterlife, meaning the PKE meters have that dumb little that cool little stun gun thing at the top. And so I start going, yeah! I'm just like jamming it. I'm holding this talisman of necromantic power with one hand. I'm jamming this PK meter with the other hand. At the rats. At the ghost rats.
All right. So we'll come back to that.
Perfect.
And Beth, you walk up. There's some kind of jaunty little bit of tune going as partially, and sorry, I forgot. I got Rev. You had a brains check of 20.
Oh yes.
And I had 21.
Kim, 21. Beth, you didn't even do. You were just like,
Nope, just dinged a bell.
check in at the receptionist. You know.
See for room.
So, Beth, you just walk straight over, enjoying the music, and then so as she does that, Rev and Kim, you're looking around and you see some of these patrons of the hotel here are not full body apparitions. They might be full torso. Some of them are more translucent than the others. Some seem to be as fully physically manifested as you are. And you can see that the ladies and some of the men here as well, although the men in this place are dressed very finely they're in suits with usually they've got a hat nearby. They might be, unbuttoned a little bit at the collar, but everybody's enjoying some drinks and they are, leaning against a counter here or, sitting together with a knot of ladies who are nodding and they pick up strains of conversation. You can hear discussing the mayor and his inane project to bury the old city, and so you have as Beth is walking. Do you stay with her as she's going? Do you walk up with her?
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of us taking in the environment around us while she's more focused on what's straight ahead.
Yeah. And and you notice that while it's very clear that everyone here besides yourself is ghostly, none of them are acting aggressively towards you.
Is it just me, or is this place kind of awesome?
It's pretty cool.
They
Ding.
don't seem to notice or care that.
Nope.
Well, let's see how this goes.
That's why I'm ringing the bell.
Yep.
I'm curious.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No,
Rev.
absolutely.
So ringing the bell, a young woman comes to your part of the counter, and she's wearing a corset, and her skirts are full, but they're tied back a bit, and she's got her hair, and a hat that's kind of off kilter to the side, and a bit of lace about her not so modestly displayed bosoms. And she leans forward and she says, "Well, hello. I can't say I've seen you here before."
I'm new. I fancy a drink.
I can understand that. What's your poison?
Wine if you got it. Beer if not.
Of course, we have wine. Red or white?
Red.
Sweet or dry?
Dry.
Ooh, exciting. And she turns and she waves off to the side. And she says, "Will your party be having a table?"
Yes. Yes, we will.
Excellent.
We haven't booked ahead. I hope that's all right.
Oh, so few do nowadays. And she, as another, a more formally dressed young man is there, and he's wearing just kind of kind of plain, but more the serving attire, comes up, and he says, we have a table available. Is it just the three of you?
Well, we're maybe awaiting a fourth, but who knows if he'll come.
Certainly. We can make sure that there are additional chairs available. And will you be wishing for any additional company?
It's always good to have additional company.
Very good.
Beth, you
And
saucy minx.
He leads you in, and before you start walking away, Beth, the ghostly like front desk manager there leans across and holds out a thin-stemmed glass with a wide cup goblet at the top, with just a third of the glass full. And she says, I think you'll find this to your liking.
Thank you. I take it, and I'd like to ting it and see if it rings.
All right. Ding.
I would like to analyze it by smelling the wine.
Go ahead.
Brains?
So no, you
Brains.
roll.
Oh,
It's 1 for your power, and then
Mhm.
you can add your smell onto it. So you can, since you have smell as a talent, and that's how your PKE analysis is expressed.
okay. That is 11.
11. All right. What are you trying to learn from this?
I want to know if it's real wine, or like ghost wine. I want to know whether it's drinkable, what vintage it is, if so, and yeah, whether it's going to do me any harm when I neck it in about a minute's time.
When I inevitably imbibe it.
All right. So with an 11, you are able to tell that this little bit of wine you've got here is in fact wine.
Mm. Cool. I swill it
The
around the glass.
interesting
Oh,
Oh.
sorry.
The interesting thing is that the glass, the crystal, is not crystal or glass. It is, in fact, a manifestation. It itself is some kind of expression of ghostly power. But,
I take a sip. Oh, no.
no, go ahead. Oh, sorry, no, go ahead.
I'd say I take a sip of the wine.
Mm-hmm.
I swill it around the glass and take a sip.
It just is so lovely. The smell of the wine is rich and complex. The tannins of this and the acidity of this dry wine, it makes your tongue almost tingle as you drink. And though you know that the glass is ghostly, you don't detect any hint of malice in it.
How did
I'd
it
like
taste?
to. Oh,
How did it
it's
taste?
fantastic.
Really?
I'd like to turn back to the reception manager and ask for 3 more.
Oh, bourbon. Do you guys do bourbon?
Do we do bourbon?
Bourbon for me. I'm not a big wine drinker. Gives me headaches. Bourbon, please.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Did you want it neat?
Rocks.
On its way shortly.
Thank you.
And for you, sir,
Neat, please.
bourbon neat. And 3 glasses of wine?
Why not?
Oh my god.
We'll have it along shortly.
I wink
And
and turn around.
make a cool check for me.
Oh no, I'm so uncool.
You should have never said
Why
that.
would you do that to
winked.
me? 4.
Okay. She smiles at you, and she casts you a wink as well.
Nice.
And so the serving gentleman, young man that he is, leads you off a bit further into the hotel, into a room with a chandelier lit with candles. And there are a number of tables about, and he leads you to yours. It's a bit larger. It's a round table that could seat somewhere in the ballpark of 8 people, probably. And we'll cut back to Asterios.
We're getting wine and company. He's getting rats.
I forgot he hadn't made it back to the car.
No, not at all.
The squeaking of the rats as Asterios, you start backing away and start jabbing with the PKE meter, like stun gun kind of thing.
Mhm.
And each time that you do, one of these ghostly rats, blue light of its body and its glowing red pinpricks of eyes explodes into a small puddle of ectoplasm.
Cool.
But it's inevitably replaced by another as you back away. And some of the rats, they don't look so good.
Yeah, okay. No, this'll happen in Ghostbusting. Well, what I'd like to do next then is make a big lunge for this stupid gun that I was trying to hide, I guess in a ghost rat's nest, and grab it and spike it like a goddamn football. I don't know why this stupid thing hasn't exploded yet. I spent a lot of brownie points making this thing go kaboom. And I swear to God, I'm gonna get this motherfucker to kaboom.
Before you throw it down,
Mm-hmm.
you realize, oh, I didn't do any triggering of it or anything.
With a 37! I'd like to put. Well, I'd like to put.
to describe what you did.
Uh-huh.
You set it to overload,
I did.
and then you chucked it.
Well, it should have overloaded. There was too much load. The load went over.
So,
Mhm.
so would you like to trigger it?
Yes. Like to trigger it and then spike
Okay.
it like a football at these goddamn ghost rats and try to beat feet in the opposite direction, holding a haunted arrow and a bunch of salt.
All right. Asterios, will
Mhm.
you please make a moves roll?
Absolutely. Gonna spend another 3 brownie points, bringing me
Alrighty.
down to 11.
I thought you had 13 before. Doesn't that bring you down to 10?
I meant, you know what? I used 2, so from 16, it actually should have gone to 14.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I was counting it wrong, and this time I'm going to go
Totally.
for 3, so 14, 13, 12, bringing me to 11. And hold on, let me just keep this thing marked. And then that'll be, so that brings me to a D4. 14 no ghost total.
Nice.
Okay, 4D. Yes, got it. 14,
14,
no
yes.
ghosts. You're spiking it like a football. You're throwing it down to the ground right near you. Okay. So you trigger it, you chuck the thing down, like you pull that trigger, and it's like the proton stream that comes out from it. As you throw this thing down, it's almost like it kind of like suspends itself, like the proton stream catches itself on the ground, and it's like rising up in space, and you're like beating feet out of there. You go running, and you just get through the door, and the rats are chasing after you. And I'd like you to go ahead and roll me a something else. I want you to roll me something. It's a... There. It is... I want you to roll me another 3 dice.
Okay.
No. I want you to roll me another 6 dice.
Got it. All right. Straight D6 roll. 20. No ghost. I got a 1. I only got 1.
Nice.
All right. So you throw the thing down, and it does this, like, it rises up as the proton stream spreads out wide there, and then it's like the intensity focuses in to almost like that tiny thin razor's edge kind of point of light as you close the door behind you, and get like on the other side of the wall there, out by the stairs, and you hear the glass of the doorway there kind of, it's got some bars in it or whatever, but the glass bursts out past you, and the hinges of the door like come loose a bit, and it's hanging there kind of cockeyed in the door frame, and no ghosts. So yeah, that's
All right.
We're gonna come back to you in a minute, and I'm gonna go back to the other 3 seated around the table there with this glittering candlelight and this atmosphere, vaguely smoky. There are certainly a number of these ghosts that are smoking cigarettes or pipes. The lovely scent of pipe tobacco abounds and curls around, adding to this ghostly mist.
As
What
we're
do you-
sitting here, I want to try to I want to pull out my my atmospheric ionic atomizer now that I know what it does,
Yeah.
and see if I can get a reading. Like, how long has this been here? Because from our experience so far, things with the arrows are generated right away, but this seems different.
All right. Go ahead and make your brains check. and I'll let you use weird science since
Ooh.
it is a weird science device.
It's true.
And this is pretty weird.
I'll take it.
How many ions are in that atmosphere?
Oh, so many.
Mm.
We're gonna have to get an ionic breeze to
At
clear it
least 7.
out. Not making circus noises. Singing other songs instead. 27 no ghosts.
All right. You take your air samples, and with the things going on here, carbon dating this, it's I'm as well. So it's hard to. The readings are not like anything you've seen before.
Hmm.
Like nothing you've seen before. You would date the PKE energy here from the present, from some of it seems like at different places it's got kind of an ancient feel to it. And in fact, it's so erratic. It's really hard to know exactly what's going on with it. But you have, I will say this. While the readings are erratic as to the dating of the energy, it is flush with energy.
Question.
Answer.
So everyone around us, do they all look like they're from the same period, or is it a mixture?
Excellent question. There is a mixture.
How
Yeah.
modern do they go?
You see, there are some who have the kind of traditional Western style, but with that upscale kind of look. But then you also see that there are some that are perhaps older. You can see there are people that are wearing hardly any clothing like what you would recognize now, like simple loincloths in some cases. But you also notice that there are people that are dressed in more modern attire as well. You see some large shoulder pad kind of blazers. You see hairstyles that are these big bouffant hairstyles as well, and some women who aren't, it seems, part of the bordello. And then you do see even some that you would say are from contemporary types of fashions.
I was wondering that. I vote we have a lovely time, and then we close the door and nail it shut.
Yeah, this is not like I'm not getting a reading on when, like the when of this place, like how long this has been around. It's like it's reading a lot of there's a lot to read, but it's fluctuating no matter where I point it.
So is this
Well,
just
if you
like
look
some
at them,
sort
look
of
at the.
like ghost society? Like just like a little, just like a bunch. They're not.
I mean, maybe this place was buried under here like so long ago, and I don't know if this is like maybe people who came down here looking around and they got lost and died, and now their spirits are here. Like it seems like some kind of strange haven because they're not. You know, how often is it? I mean, with the exception of Beth, that we encounter one that like has a sense of self still, really, other than just like kind of the grotesque elements of self, whether they're rage or frustration or fear or whatever. Like everyone here seems very aware of who they are and what they want.
Yeah, and like not violent.
Yeah.
And they have very good wine.
Bourbon
already
is
on the second glass.
also very delicious.
Yeah,
It's top notch.
this is really good. I can't believe I'm drinking on the job. This feels so naughty.
I mean, technically, it's research.
It's true. It's true. It's true. Nothing in any of my books has ever talked about ghost cocktails. So this is like a whole a whole new field of study. It's fascinating.
Okay, but
And
what's the
Asterios
deal?
went back to the car for a nap, so he'll be fine to drive.
Yeah.
What is the deal with the drink? Like, is that ectoplasm that you're drinking, or is that actual wine?
It's wine. The glass is a ghost.
Smell my ice. Is my ice a ghost?
Oh, that's a good question. Is the ice a ghost?
It's not exactly a ghost. Just like the glass, it's not itself a ghost.
Yeah, it's a manifestation. Yeah.
But it is a manifestation. Yeah. In
Okay,
fact, everything in this place is a manifestation.
Someone's made this. This belongs to someone. I don't want to destroy it. I don't think it's doing anyone any harm.
I feel like we have to, like, first off, I agree. Like, it doesn't seem like it's doing anyone any harm, unless with the caveat, like, we've been noticing a lot of increased activity. If this place existed already, like, what if this is where they're drawing that extra energy from? Like, and I'm not saying that means we have to destroy this place, but if there are like tethers here somewhere that maybe like, well, no, because the arrow was outside. I don't know. I think we have to look around.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to stay here longer.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should have a look around.
Yeah, definitely.
That
Be very,
sounds fantastic.
very thorough.
Yeah.
All right. And as
Just ask
you're
for a grand tour.
as you're talking about wanting to stay longer, 3 young ladies walk in. I say walk in. One of them more like floats. But to be fair, the ones that are walking look like they float. They sit down at the table next to you, and each of them kind of eyes you. There's a brunette with straight hair that's cut to kind of a bob, and she's got a kind of a round face, but very sweet looking, and another of the 3 that has kind of a strawberry blonde bit of hair that's wavy and pulled into a twist behind her head, and then a third that is blonde with blue eyes and is, well, she's floating. She's a full torso apparition, but the torso is well proportioned, and she's got just a sensuality to her as she floats down to rest in one of the chairs. Let's see. Who do each of them sit by? Is there any one of them that each of you gravitates in looking at?
I think, to be honest, I'm just calling to the waiter for a bottle of champagne.
Gosh,
That seems like the thing to
probably,
do.
the brunette with the very sweet face.
Absolutely. She sits down next to you as she locks eyes with you, and she kind of um, allows her fingers to drift across the back of your shoulders
Tickles.
there, and then she sits next to you and just puts her hand, rests it gently on your arm, and says, "Where are you from?"
Arizona originally, and then I moved to Los Angeles to go to college, and then I did like a whole a whole YouTube channel there. You probably don't know what YouTube is. No worries. Anyway, and then that led me to Seattle, and then now I am here right now. Hello, hi, I'm Kim.
Hello, Kim. I'm Beverly.
Hi.
Hello. And Rev, who comes to sit by you?
I think the second one you described.
All right. So the strawberry blonde haired woman sits next to you, and she is very slender and smooth of face with some freckles that dust across her cheeks, and she wears a small pair of glasses. And as she sits down next to you, she says, "Lovely to meet you."
You as well. I like your glasses.
You. My brother always thought that they were some kind of affectation, but they really do help with reading. And
What have you read recently?
and well, recently I was reading the works of Descartes. And she says, "You are dressed very strangely." And
Oh, yeah. These are our work clothes.
what type of work do you do, Mr. Deshane?
Yeah, I am. We do a strange kind of public relations.
Public relations.
Yeah, making sure that the what time period does she look dressed in?
I was going to say, are they all from the original period? Are they different?
Yeah.
Ooh, good question. I'm going original.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
As places get incorporated and people start to move in, uh, folks start coming from all over, and you want to make sure that everybody gets along, and we make sure that everybody gets along.
Go ahead and make a cool roll for me.
Can I use my charm?
Are you being charming?
I think so.
I mean, awkwardly charming.
Yeah.
Suppose you
Yeah,
should.
that's true. 15, no ghosts.
Nice.
Ah. Okay. She smiles at you, and gets these little dimples in her cheeks, and says, "Well, it's always good to make people feel welcome." And the third, oh, sorry, she says, "And where are my manners? I'm so sorry. My name is Amelia." And I'm not sure what brought you here, but it's certainly always exciting to make new friends. Beth, the apparition that sits next to you is she's curvy and beautiful, and she's elegant, and her gown kind of diaphanously drifts behind her as she moves, and she sits down next to you, and she says, I heard you were here for a good time.
Yeah. What do you think of as a good time?
Engaging conversation, of course. And it never hurts to have a few drinks. And she picks up one of your other wine glasses and
Chink it.
she says, Victoria,
Beth.
you're from across the pond.
I am. Yeah. I'm a medium.
Oh. I haven't spoken with a medium in some time.
No, we're rare. I'm descended from a long family line.
And what brings you here?
Adventure. Money. Disaster.
Oh, just
Usual.
about the same that everyone comes to Seattle for.
Yeah.
And we cut away to Asterios.
Uh-huh.
The doorway is smoking. Like, there's dust that's come out. You can hear a fire alarm that's going off somewhere. Car alarms. In fact, the Ecto-1 car alarm is going off. And as well as there are several down the street. It's loud. And what are you doing?
And I could see the Ecto-1. Can I see the Ecto-1 yet?
You can see Ecto-1, absolutely.
I do like a light jog over towards it, and I open the door. I place the arrow down, and I take the salt, and I try to remember what Kim did the last time we sealed one of these things, because she has contained these things before. I try to make the circle of salt around this thing look like the last one she made from when we were at the Pop Art Museum.
She did make one on the boardwalk.
I know, but she made that one fast. She'd made another better one back at Ghostbusters headquarters, and that's the
100%.
circle I want to make.
Okay, you can make a brains check then.
All right,
Yeah,
thank
man.
goodness I have a brains of 4. So I'm going to roll. Now I'm going to save some of my brownie points, and I rolled a 20 no ghost.
Yes.
All right. You are able to quickly get that circle of salt, and you make a few little like markings, like little indents in the salt, little circles in there, in a few places, and you put it down. Or you put it down first. You did the salt, and then you put those little, like, I think there was one here, and I think there was one here, and that kind of thing. And once you've got that done, what do you do?
Well, I know okay. I'm going to talk to you guys as players for a second. Kim,
Sure.
Beth, Rev, listen up. Now, there's what I should do. And then but there's something that's a lot of fun that I could do, but it's pretty crazy. And it will it could cause big problems for the campaign. So how are you guys feeling? Because we got 5 more sessions left. Like I don't like I'm just listening. I want to hear what you guys. Should I do something normal or something stupid? That's a better way to. That's better.
I feel
How
like a lot of
stupid.
us are about to make some fun choices. So
What would Asterios do?
I mean, I know
Yeah.
what I do, but I want to be. But I want to be a good team player here.
All right, I'm gonna jump in here and say, Asterios, they're not
Okay.
there.
I know they're not. I know. Okay, listen.
Oh,
Then here's what I do, and hopefully this doesn't ruin the next 5 weeks of campaign.
I'm really excited.
I go to the driver's seat,
Okay.
and I go to the little GPS. We have a GPS, or I have one on my phone.
Yeah.
And I type in, and I head us towards I Haunt headquarters.
Oh, I hunt.
I
Is that what you're
hunt,
saying?
Yes.
I Hunt headquarters. Yes.
Okay. Hmm.
I assume they have a main corporate office. I know that they have freelancers and such, but Uber's got like a HQ in New York. And it's like, so I want to find where their Seattle corporate headquarters is.
There isn't. It is a gig economy kind of deal. They do have corporate offices. When you search it up, you find they're there. They are not in Seattle. Their corporate offices
Mm-hmm.
are in, I want to say, let's call it L.A. They're in
Okay.
L.A.
That's not far from me. All right. So I looked at, so I mean, you know, it's on the same coast, obviously, is what I mean. But I go,
It's quite a drive from
no,
Seattle.
it's a 24-hour drive. No, I know that. But okay, so I go like I go, okay. And then then I just give up on that for now.
Okay. You
And then
also
I-
see a little
Mhm.
pop-up ad
Yeah.
for or a little like pop-up as you're searching
Yeah.
that says are you an eye hunter? Sign up now.
I know. No. Now I'm part of the algorithm, which is why I didn't want to search them in the first place. Now I'm going to be getting cookies all day to become an eye hunter or use their services, or I'm going to get coupons and shit. But so what I do is I go into the back. I grab a full-on proton pack, one of our proton packs, and I grab a trap. I put my PK meter up on one of the little things on the side, and I stand outside the car, and I just start looking around for those stupid dots and any more stupid minor ghosts.
Okay. Searching around the PKE energy that you're sorry, the psychokinetic energy.
Mm-hmm.
The the PKE that you find is in the direction from whence you came. So it is back towards the underground tunnel.
Oh, okay. So there's no more activity over here on the surface.
Correct.
Good. Then I'm just going to take a little break. And I'm going to tell myself that I'm like guarding the door and like I'm trying to make sure if any ghosts get out, I'll be the last line of defense. But I think secretly I just need a little break. And also, I don't want to abandon this arrow thing either. I tell myself that too. But like, I think I just need to do a little break.
Okay. All right. Asterios taking a little break.
Yeah.
And you hear a woo,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and you have a couple of police cruisers roll up into the square there by you, and we'll come back to you in
All right.
a few minutes.
All right.
So, that brings us back to the bordello. And Kim, what are you thinking? What are you doing?
Beverly, you seem really nice. I'm going to be very honest with you. A lot of this, this would be a new experience for me on several levels. But
She chuckles a little bit and she says, "Well, there's a first time for everything."
that is true, and I will say yes to anything once. Are you a good teacher?
Well, I haven't earned a degree or anything,
Yeah, okay.
but I've heard that I can lead people where they need to go.
Yeah, you seem like the kind of person who would be very good at that. I want to chug the rest of my bourbon and look at the two of them and I'll be back in a little bit.
All right. Okay. She stands with you and takes you by the hand and she says, "Now tell me, what's the last thing you did that really scared you?"
Ooh.
And she goes, and she pulls you off, and you kind of run off, giggling upstairs.
After that statement?
Okay, good. Also, I was like, oh no, this is gonna take a turn.
Yes.
All right. So Victoria looks over at you, Beth, and says, "Well, I suppose she was eager."
I think I'm more into the conversation at the moment. You say you visited a medium before.
Well, yes. I think it's something that we all do from time to time.
Hmm. Who are you trying to contact?
Oh, it's more who was trying to contact me.
Ah, I see.
You see, and she looks around she looks at you and then over at Rev, who seems occupied, and and she says, as she indicates the space, she says, "We weren't, let's say that in our life, when we had it, most of us were well taken care of. And sometimes you squirrel some things away. And some enterprising people try to take advantage of that, especially after the city shut down the lower section of the city.
Hmm.
Then it was mostly empty. So many of the wrong sorts.
Would you show me around? This place is
Course.
fascinating.
Absolutely. Yes, it's a special place.
It
She
really is.
floats up into the air at normal walking height. She's not as tall as you. she
I'm very tall.
floats at, yeah, you are. And she floats down just about even with your chin, I would say. And she takes you from the room and begins to lead you down a kind of a hallway. It's an expansive hallway. It's not your usual, two people wide kind of space here. It's wider. The flooring it looks like hardwood of some kind, stained. And again, lush rugs line the hallway. And hanging on the wall, you see a number of beautiful paintings, pastoral scenes. You pass statues. She describes some of them for you, who painted them. Most of them you haven't heard of. You do hear about, and this one is a lovely portrait that Van Gogh painted, and it's in his later style, and she indicates to it, it's very different than anything that you would have seen of Van Gogh or Van Gogh, depending on where you're from.
It's Van Gogh.
There you go.
Mm.
So,
Is the artist here?
hmm?
Is the artist here?
Oh, not right now. He does like to say hello to Miss Graham, though. On occasion.
On occasion, we all like to say hello to Miss Graham.
She gets that a lot. Rev,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing? You got abandoned.
Yeah. How much? I guess what I'm going to ask is, how much of the conversation at the table did we hear?
As far as like,
Specifically, I
ahead.
want to know, like, did we hear her talk about, like, oh, who was trying to contact me, and just
Yes.
the idea that, like, oh, they know.
Yes, you
Okay.
get you would have heard that part before they left.
Before they left. Okay. So yeah, I think looking at Amelia, I'm like, so you, boy, there's no, you all know that you're ghosts.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, that actually, oddly makes me feel a lot better, because like, if someone has like something on their face and you don't want to say, because like obviously this isn't the same thing, but I didn't know if like that would be a jarring revelation to you, so that makes me feel much better.
She takes her glasses off and
Oh,
like
you
sort
don't
of
actually
wipes
have
it.
anything on your face.
No, she's got like that little bit of like teared up
Yeah.
from like smiling, squinting, kind of like laughing at what you were saying. And she puts her glasses back on and she says, "Yeah, yes, we've been here for a while.
Okay.
I mean, I have. It's hard to say. Time's not the same here um, as it is in, well, back in Seattle."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is I'm sorry. I said earlier that
Yeah.
I kind of worked in public relations, because I was trying to I was playing a game that I didn't realize I didn't have to play. I'm actually
Oh.
more of a scientist and like an engineer. I build things.
Oh.
But there is public relations involved. But
Okay.
yeah. Uh
You
I
were
mean,
worried. You were worried about hurting my feelings.
yeah, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to jar you with anything, but obviously you are all much more aware of what's going on than we are. Um,
Usually.
yeah, I find that's actually, but uh, I think that Kim had a very good point earlier, but when she left. Speaking purely as a scientist, um, I feel like we should spend some time together. I think there's some things I could learn that science would be fascinated to know about,
I-
or that would help in further. Mm,
Mhm. She smiles. The smile just like spreads from it starts at that small like I'm listening kind of thing and gets a bit wider and she leans over close to you and she says, "I've always found scientists to be comfortable with experimentation."
and I will reach over and just push her glasses just a little bit up her nose.
And she gives you a small kiss on the cheek and she says, "Is there anything in particular you had in mind? Like a tour?" And
Yeah,
she
yes.
stands up.
I would just love to see all of the sites.
All of the sites.
All of the sites. Oh my.
Rev, I'm so proud of you.
Uh,
Look at us. Who would have thought?
and you mentioned earlier that you are a fan of reading. I know that you said Descartes. Perhaps as we go around, we can talk about the work of Dickens. Totally out of character, but that came to me halfway through that interaction. I was like, "Don't say it, don't say it," but it still had to be shared.
Yes. So
She clever boy. Well, perhaps we shall. And she leads you around and perhaps I do have some fine trinkets. I could show you some of my memories of my little keepsakes. I just have them back in my boudoir.
Of course.
Or we could see some of the other sites around the bordello if you prefer.
I feel like the things that you personally have would probably be more beneficial because there's a stronger connection to
They're
them. We
so
might,
meaningful.
yeah, we could see the other things after.
Yeah. All right. I like the way you think.
Hmm.
Scientist.
Yes.
All right. She leads you away. And Asterios.
Taking a nap in the car.
Uh-huh.
I'm about to get
Put on a sleep
arrested.
podcast. He's gonna
Asterios,
get
you're like
There's
leaning
cops.
back in
Yep.
the
There's cops here now.
in the front seat, the driver's seat of Ecto One, and you're like just like hating on iHunt in this stuff. The police sirens, they kind of cut out as they pull up, and a couple of police officers who are wearing they're wearing flak vests and and who are currently armed. They come over and say, "Ghostbusters, you all right? Because we got a call on the radio about an explosion."
Oh yes.
And they're
Thank you.
They're like watchful. What's going on? We
No,
got some kind of threat going on here.
honestly, I think we have the threat contained. Yeah, there was a very focused proton explosion. As you can imagine, downstairs is even more haunted than it usually is. The Seattle city government invited us over here to take care of it, and I think we
Yeah.
got the situation under control.
Go ahead and make a cool check for me.
You got it. And I'm going to use fast talk.
Yeah, you
Um,
are.
Let's see. So that's 7. Oh no, it's 6. Just give me 1 second.
Mhm.
That's a 20, no ghost.
Nice. He says, "Okay, yeah, absolutely. We'll just set up a perimeter so that nobody else is coming around over here.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. We don't want anybody getting accidentally hurt." And so he starts walking away from you and talks into his little radio there, his walkie, calling out to people, and they start setting up a police line and whatnot back from the underground in Pioneer Square, making sure people aren't coming over. And you notice that there are some people that are starting to gather, things being like the explosion. You got some looky-loos that are starting to poke their heads out from doors and windows that are around, and some people starting to try and come over to Ecto 1 and whatnot, but the police keep them back from you and get that perimeter set up. Before long, there's a decent sized little crowd going here as people are shouting questions and whatnot. And another King Fi's news crew shows up. And you hear a very like confident voice that is at the police line, arguing with one of the police officers there, saying, "You can't keep the press out of these kinds of things. We have a right, the people have a right to know what's going on. I've got my press pass." And the police officer is very calmly, "Ma'am, I understand. And right now, the situation is still being assessed. It's under control, but we're not sure of what the threat is going to be like. So that's why we've set this perimeter up for everyone's safety."
Yeah, and I'd like to go over. I'd like to go over to her and I go, well, if you're looking for more information, why not just ask the Ghostbusters?
"Oh,
And
Ghostbusters."
I introduce myself. I hand her my business card, and I go, we got a whole team downstairs, and they are taking care of some business, if you know what I mean. But I'm just up here making sure no little spookies pop out of that big door over there. But just while I'm on watch, I'd be more than happy to answer a question or two. And I hold the proton gun. I'm aiming it. I am trying to look cool, confident, in command.
All right. Go ahead and make a cool check for me.
Excellent. And I would like to add advertising and public relations to that
You
because
bet.
I'm trying to like set a tone of we have this under control.
Absolutely.
All right, cool.
Absolutely.
So that would be a cool of 3 plus 3, I believe. Do we get 3 for the traits?
Yes.
You get 3 for your talents. Yep.
Excellent. And that's a 17 with a ghost.
Okay. So, with a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. So you you hmm. You go ahead and you kind of lead her a few steps over to the side
Mm-hmm.
as you're offering, and the she gets you set. She says, "All right, if you could stand here. By the way, my name is Melody Baxter, and I'm I'm out here on the hunt for the big scoop here. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure we get this lined up right. I want to have that door in the background. It looks like something crazy went on over there, and
Mm-hmm.
um, and then Bob, I want you to make sure that we're getting the right light in on this. Okay, you got it, Melanie. And he gets set up with the camera,
I go,
and
Bob, it's Melody, please. But then I laugh like it's just a fun joke.
sorry, boss. It's all right, Bob. Thanks. It's crazy out here.
Poor
Um,
Bob.
so uh, she she gets set. She's got her microphone handy, and the cameraman goes with like 3, 2. I'm Melody Baxter with King 5 News, and I'm here with one of the Ghostbusters. And
I just
she
wave.
holds the microphone over towards you.
I go, yes, you are here with one of the Ghostbusters. Hey, I'm Asterios Kokkinos. Yeah, obviously we've been called down here by the city to take care of a little situation downstairs. As you might expect, the underground is usually kind of haunted. Today, it's a little more haunted than usual. We have a full team of Ghostbusters, some of our best down there, taking care of the situation. I would ask onlookers, any looky-loos rubberneckers, please don't come down here until we've got this thing under control. But as soon as these little nasties are cooped up safe in our containment unit, there will be tours again, and the tour guides will have something new to talk about.
Well, that's really exciting. Can you tell me what kind of things did you see down there?
Oh, absolutely. We saw several Class 4 full torsoed repeaters. Now, you might be asking yourself, what does that mean? A Class
I
4 ghost.
was.
A Class 4 ghost is a ghost that actually has a human appearance and even remembers being a human. You know, a lot of times you see ghosts running around just going, "Blah, gurgle, goo, gaga," like, just like going nuts because they don't remember their past. Perhaps they're not even tethered to any physical location. But downstairs, there is a seamstress. There's a seamstress shop, as
Ah,
it were. And
shit, says Bob, and he pulls the camera away and he goes, "The battery's dead. I
oh,
lost it halfway through there. I'm sorry.
that's okay.
I'm gonna have to go and try and track down another one. I gotta head back to the van. Melody, are you okay here, or you want?" And she says, "I'll be fine. I'll be fine." Okay. Um, and so she turns to you and she says, "All right. So, what are the chances you can get me down there with a camera?"
Right now, unfortunately, zero. It is dangerous down there, and you will get hurt. It's there should only licensed Ghostbusters should be down there.
Asterios, I want the big story. If I go in there after it's all done, Nobody's going to watch that. They'll watch it with the 5 o'clock news. And you know what they'll hear? The Ghostbusters were there. They stopped some ghosts. And instead, we could get some action in here. It's good for you. It's good for me. I need this for my career. It can't hurt your business.
I go, and by the way, I keep, like, with every other word and move, I'm putting my eyes on the Repla vehicle. And I like to believe that I've even asked a cop or two to stand guard at the Repla vehicle, just because, well, obviously, this is important. I go, well, Melody, if what you're looking for is incredible footage of Ghostbusters fighting ghosts, I happen to have some. And I point to my glasses.
Yes.
I go, now obviously, I'd be more than willing to give you the big story, the big lead, but I'll need a favor back from you. Is that cool?
Sure. What kind of favor are you talking about?
I need you to use your reporter's wits and wiles to find up to essentially get me some information on our prime suspect here. There's a obviously the news has already reported this, but there's a necromancer. And today we have reason to believe that this necromancer is obsessed with the history of Seattle. Maybe, which to me means one of two things. They love the city or they hate it. And right now, I don't know who our prime suspect might be. So if someone like you, someone who knows the city probably better than anybody, can just give me a list of a rogues gallery of the kind of people that might either have a vendetta against old Seattle or might want to bring old Seattle back one ghost at a time, I'd be more than happy to give you the footage.
I mean, not my usual kind of beat on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, me neither. It's why I'm asking for help.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know where to start with necromancer. I'll be honest. You guys, you threw around a lot of things in that report. I got, from what you were saying before, I think I got cryptids, monsters, I mean, necromancers, like you were talking. I feel like there might have been like a Sasquatch in there or something.
Yeah.
I mean, there was pretty. And she turns her like she's just like level here with you, like just intent in looking at you, and she says, "It just seemed like you were really full of crap."
I totally understand that. If you want, I can prove to you everything we said. We got photos of gigantic claw marks that took a chunk out of for lack of a better term, necromantic sniper's nest at the Museum of Pop Culture. I can show you shots of the necromantic talisman that was used. And again, I can give you the footage from today. Now, I know your first answer is going to be no, I don't know how to do this, but maybe you know someone who knows this city well enough to get me a suspect or two. All I'm asking for is your best effort. And what you get in return is the exclusive footage to an underground haunting. Melody, seems like this is a pretty one-sided offer in your favor.
All right, look. I can try and search some things out. All right, I can.
Thank you.
I can. But I want to go down in there. I want your footage, and I want my own. You don't know what to look for. You're not a reporter.
Melody, I'm sorry to say, I can't. And I'll tell you why. Somebody has to be up here. We need a Ghostbuster up here to protect. I bring her over to it, and I show her I pull out the little gurney thing, and I show her the flag. It's a piece of cloth. I go. I know you've already got reportage on this, but this is a necromantic artifact. I need to be up here making sure that this thing don't go cuckoo caca. If you go, even if you slip away from me and go downstairs and run around all by yourself, look, I'm not your dad, but I'm telling you, for your safety, you're going to want to stay up here. I can give you the story. I can give you the footage. Maybe it's
So
give
we're
me a chance. And I'm going to roll advertising and public relations on her. Plus, let's say brains. Would you
uh,
prefer brains or cool?
so I'm going to say, well, it's associated with a particular trait,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm actually going to say I don't think this is a public relations and advertising
Oh,
thing
then I'll
right
use
now.
fast talk.
Go ahead and fast talk. Okay.
All right, cool. 21 no ghost.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I go, Melody, you're getting 90% of what you want. Don't don't let the perfect become the enemy of the good. And if you help me, we could do some good for this city. Isn't that what we both want? Make Seattle a better place?
Yeah. All right. Okay, fine.
And I take off my
And
glasses. Hmm.
um she pulls out her business card though she says, "But I want an exclusive when you get the next thing.
Yes, if you'd like to be an embed on an
I want
official Ghostbuster adventure, we'd be more than happy to have you.
I want you to call me.
Yes, we will.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Good." And we're going
Great.
to go back to
She can carry my proton pack.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get her some goggles.
Good. Fine. I will. You do that. You want to get out of here? Yes. Wait, what?
All right. So, Beth,
Go.
you get a nice walk around and conversation with Victoria. She really is well educated, and you can tell. Oh, and in case it was unclear, by the way, she absolutely confirms that the Van Gogh is from his uh, afterlife period of painting.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so, she leads you about, and there's some statues and the like, and a fine small library that's in there that has many leather-bound books that smell of rich mahogany. Um, you she leads you through and says our reading choices are a bit limited right now. It's been a while since we touched the mortal world. She looks you over a bit, and then she says, "But we have some interesting things here," and she'll go to lead you continuing on, and leads you down a hall. There's the sound of like water splashing, some baths and giggling that you hear behind some doors as you walk by. And as you walk back out into more of the common area with music playing, and that scent of that sweet pipe tobacco as you move out into that area. You see a very, very finely dressed woman. She's in her, you'd say 40s or so. Beautiful. And confident in a way that's not the bold kind of confidence of many of the girls here. And she leans hands on the rail overlooking this common area and just kind of smiles a bit, nods, and walks through a pair of double doors away from the room. And
Find her. Oop.
oh, go ahead. No,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I think I'd like to ask Victoria to lead me to where she went.
Oh,
Unless
you'd
you've
like
got
me?
any other suggestions.
Well, I always have suggestions. But if you'd like to, we can absolutely. I'm not sure what Miss Graham is up to right now, but she's never opposed to saying hello to new guests.
Lead the way.
All right. And she leads you up a kind of curving stairway that goes up to this second level and to the double, like French style doors that lead into what looks like a very comfortable study that includes several chaises and it's got a few other kinds of high-backed or overstuffed chairs and beautiful artwork, a crystalline kind of statue that suspends midair with nothing apparently holding it. And we'll cut it away and find out how Kim is doing. How are you doing, Kim?
I think I'm doing pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to have you do just a quick thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Why don't you make a cool check for me?
Okay.
Yep.
Sure. I'm gonna spend. I want to do well.
Smart. Very good idea.
Priorities.
Listen.
30 brownie points.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna spend 6 brownie points.
Oh, dang. Okay. All right.
Okay, 1 second.
Is this one of those situations where a ghost would be good?
Well, it's good for the ghosts, so
40. No ghost.
all right. Well,
Brownie points well spent.
mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you have an adventure, is what you have, and
I learn a lot of things about myself.
you learned so many things, and yeah, yeah, Beverly is
Very
is
patient.
very patient,
Very encouraging.
and
Yep.
and both of you are very very happy,
Good.
very happy with how things go.
I'm very eager to please, so that checks out.
Okay. So that was good. It was so good. It was so good. And so uh
Oh, yeah, everybody.
all right.
Moving on.
Yep. So you
Shout out
we'll
to
just
my
say,
mom who sometimes watches this show.
we'll just say
Hello.
I don't claim any responsibility. So we kind of cut to Kim, and Kim, you're very relaxed on some pillows and whatnot with like satin sheets and whatnot draped around, and Beverly just kind of strokes lightly on up and down your arm as she talks to you, and she says, "So, how long are you staying?"
In Seattle?
You're not in Seattle anymore.
I mean, I gotta find my friends, but I definitely want to come back here again. If that would be okay with you.
Well, of course it's okay with me.
Okay, cool.
I can't remember the last time I felt someone's heart racing so much.
Yeah, I'm very excitable that way.
Well, to be fair, it's been a very long time since I felt anyone's heart racing.
That's true. That's true. Yeah,
I would absolutely love to see you again.
cool.
And we could find your friends.
I mean,
Maybe
yeah.
a little bit of a snack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They can wait like a little bit.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right. Insert saucy comment here, and we'll cut to Rev. Rev, go ahead and make a cool check for me.
Okay.
Spend
And
those
you know what?
points,
I'll
buddy.
say that you can use your awkward charm.
How many points did you spend, Kim?
She
I spent 6.
Okay.
Are you about to outspend me here?
No, I'm going to match you.
Ah. It's not a competition, Rev.
I want everybody who's ever played an RPG to take a moment and think, how long has it been, or how old were you when someone in a situation like this was like, hey, roll for performance or things like that?
I think
we
this
all
is the
we all have a story. We all have a memory.
This is the only time it has ever happened to me. This is my first time.
Nothing
in the game.
Nothing is happening.
It's a fade to black, guys.
It's fade.
Yep.
It faded to black. We're on
did.
just the fade back.
It's
You
true.
know,
Yeah.
Just,
Yep.
yeah. I don't know.
Everything that happened in the fade to black stays in the fade to black.
It's true.
Yes, please.
So,
Yes, please.
Yep. That's the rule.
Wow. 40.
We
That
matched.
is the exact same thing Kim rolled.
Twins.
Any ghosts?
No ghosts.
Look at us.
I don't learn a lot new about myself the way Kim did. I just confirmed some suspicions that I had.
About ghosts?
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Um. Oh man. So there you are, draped in the satiny sheets and such, and Amelia's hair is not nice like it was before. And her she's got her glasses. She puts them on. They're a little bit bent, and she says, "Well,
For
you come
science.
back anytime."
Okay.
Science.
Huh. Maybe yeah, might have to introduce you to some of the gentle spirits around here. You could give them a few pointers. Yeah. So we yeah. Glad you showed up. And we've had such delightful conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And books aren't the only things you read, apparently. So, yeah. How long till you go back to the land of the living?
I actually don't know how does that work? Do you have a sense that the door here is always open?
I mean, it moves around a bit.
Huh.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you just find the right door and you're in the right place at the right time. And of course, it's always the right time here. But yeah. And so but there was something it's all right. It's kind of weird right now because it kind of feels like the door is stuck open or something. Like it was anyway. I don't know. It's kind of odd right now. There's still some kind of pull or such.
Have you noticed any other? I mean, you've been here a long time. You've seen a lot of people come and go. Have you noticed anything else strange like the last? I know you said time is kind of funny, but for us, it's been about a week that things have been strange above ground.
Well, okay. So something changed out there?
Yeah, someone's working very hard to bring more. I'm not sure if they're trying to bring more energy to the forefront or if they are trying to open gateways or doorways, but someone is making an active push to draw more spirits above ground. I don't know that they're all coming from below ground, but I mean, we did encounter some miners, and then we encountered some things that would have been buried underground before they were in a museum.
Yeah, that's
Link.
strange.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we did start seeing rats. Started seeing some rats about. And I heard. Well, okay, this is strange. Okay, I'm gonna say it's strange because obviously, we talked about it. We're all dead here.
Yeah.
Except for you.
We're all dead here.
Very much alive.
Mm.
But after the rats showed up, some of the girls started coughing. And then they, well, they got a bit delusional. Like they couldn't tell who they were anymore. And some of well, they left. They didn't go through the door. Or maybe they did somewhere else. I'm not sure. But they were coughing, and they said they hurt. I don't know. It was almost like they were sick, and we don't get sick. We're dead.
Yeah. The rats that you saw, were they corporeal rats or?
No. What does that mean?
Like, were they alive or were they ghosts?
They were ghosts like us.
Huh. We don't obviously know what's going on. Energy can't be created or destroyed. I'm wondering if whatever, they're drawing stuff up above ground. And when we came down here and first found this spot, I had the thought of like, what if someone's somehow siphoning from here? And if the rats aren't like what you're used to, and then people started to get sick and they started to vanish.
No, they were new.
Yeah, I wonder if like the rats are, maybe they're infecting everybody with something that's like dissipating them so that then that energy can be drawn and used. Yeah, maybe we should find my friends. And I would actually, all flirting aside, love to see other places where you think that, if there is the door, is there any other place that you can think of where someone might sneak out? Or I think if we can find that those don't exist, maybe we can rule that out and see if, yeah, people are kind of breaking apart.
I'm not sure you're ready to see the other side of the other doors.
You're probably right. But whatever's going on above ground, it feels like they're using you. They're destroying this place to fuel it, and we can't let that happen.
I don't know that it's being destroyed. It doesn't. It's still as real here as it's ever been, and the like. But I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like we're getting weaker. Just some of the folks are getting weaker. I don't know. Yeah, you're probably right. We should probably find your friends.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that we might be spending a little more time down here. I have some ideas of something I might be able to build to read if the ectoplasmic or the energy level in here is changing. And if we can find some of those rats, yeah, let's see what we can do about that.
She smiles and she puts a hand on your chest and she says, "Thank you."
Of course.
And so we'll go back. We've got Beth. Oh, wait, no. Sorry. I'm going to cut back to Asterios. It's been a while since Asterios has been on. And so, Asterios, what you doing?
I'd like to think that I'm just holding fast. I'm just maintaining a perimeter here, keeping an eye on the door, keeping my other eye on this reporter, keeping my third eye on this little flag doohickey. And I am just trying to keep things topside under control.
All right. All right. Asterios, as you're keeping watch up here, keep an eye on the crowd, keeping an eye on things all over, trying to keep the reporter from sneaking down and stuff. Although she, after you get her, I assume you get her the footage.
Yeah,
from
exactly.
there. Okay. So she takes that and she says, "All right, we'll be around in case something happens. But I tell you what, better work."
Yes,
And
it had better work. My trust in you to help me save this city had better work, right?
yeah, yeah, you
Yeah.
trust. Yeah. I told you I'll do the thing. Shove
Thank
it in your
you.
ear. All right.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
She kind of stalks back over to the place where the camera guy is and does kind of gets her space set up and whatnot.
Mhm.
And she's just over there doing her thing. Make a brains check for me though.
Oh no. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Brains of 4. Any particular any skills applicable?
Do you have any skills about noticing things
Let me just make sure.
or talents? I mean.
No, I know what you're saying. Like, no, I don't think anything that would super duper help. I got a 12 no ghosts on brains.
Okay. I'm just gonna check something here real quick.
I mean, but I will tell you, I am looking for things to notice.
Yeah.
So maybe I get a
Oh.
couple extra dice because I am being vigilant.
You know what? If you want to spend a brownie point, I will
Okay.
let you have 3 extra dice.
Thank you. Okay. I'll spend that point, and then which brings me to 10 points, 10 brownie points. And I'm going to add those 3 extra dice. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. That brings me to a total of 27.
Nice.
Okay. All right. And okay. Asterios, as you're keeping an eye on things, making sure nothing happens to this little scroll, and the like, you see something. You see the shape of a person backlit by the light behind them. Of course, because that's how backlighting works.
What time is it during the day right now?
Right now, it's been because it was about, I want to say, late morning when you guys arrived. And it's been a couple hours
Okay.
since your friends went in. You're keeping an eye on things. The sun is high in the sky,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And as you are keeping an eye out on things, you see the shape of a man,
Mm-hmm.
tall, muscular man, holding a bow.
Are you goddamn serious?
He sees you. He's on a building about 4 stories high on the opposite side of the square. And you see him, and you get a good look at him.
At this
His-
point, I'd like to go, officers, reporters, that's our guy. And I'd like to point a finger right at Mr. Bow. I'd like to point out he has a deadly weapon, but that's our guy.
So you see this guy, and he's clean shaven,
Mm-hmm.
very tan skin.
So it's not my clone from another
And-
dimension.
What? No,
Okay,
no, it's
good.
not.
What a twist.
Haha.
He's
You
up to
see-
shit.
You see this guy, and he looks at you, just like you can see you're about to take a breath to shout out about this guy.
Mm-hmm.
His eyes turn coal red, and he's gone.
And I take off my glasses and I put them next to the scroll, but not inside the circle of salt. Just next to the circle of salt. And I get my laptop and I plug my glasses in and I pull this stupid guy's stupid face from the footage, if it's there, if he's not a ghost who doesn't show up on cameras or some goddamn spooky shit. So I guess that's the next thing I do.
Mm. All right. So you do. I'm gonna ask, I guess, for you to make a brains roll
Sure. Okay.
to do a search for this guy's face thing.
Oh,
Stuff.
I'm sorry. The first thing I do is I email a photo of this guy to Winston.
Ah.
And I
Okay.
just go subject line, this is the guy. And I write, hey Winston, this is the guy. Please help. Looking forward to Christmas this year. Asterios.
Amazing.
Awesome. So
'Cause I just need this backed up. Like genuinely, that is my primary concern right now is like getting this thing backed up.
okay.
Because
Awesome.
it's our only lead.
You've got other leads.
I do. Well, my character doesn't know that these people are fucking ghosts downstairs.
Interestingly, I didn't know they were going to either.
Yeah, I know. I thought we talked about this before. Anyway,
Listen, if you put a ghost brothel in a game,
I know.
especially one with Kim in it, who is a bad influence on the rest of us.
It's a rough sword.
You put a pretty lady in a Victorian dress in my game
It's
All
Chekhov's
right.
when
ghost
I'm
brother.
pro
I get it.
From the moment I dinged
seamstress.
the
And what do you
bell.
think I'm gonna
Yeah.
do?
Beth, all she did was ring the bell. Right? Okay, so anyway, I feel like that is a move. Like backing
Yeah.
this thing up, sending it to Winston.
Mhm.
You know, I don't want to do too much with a move. I feel like
Absolutely. You
that's a
don't need to
move.
roll. You don't
Yeah,
need to roll for that.
Yeah.
You can. It's a very basic thing to send an email.
Yes. Oh, thank God.
So, yeah, you do. And so I'm going to bring us back to Beth.
All right.
And Beth, Victoria, Victoria leads you in to this study. And again, there's this kind of suspended crystalline statue. There, it's like an oval shape, almost a gem, it seems, and it flickers with, or pulses with some power. And beyond this, you see Lou Graham, the madam of this bordello. And she sees you enter, and she looks at you curiously, looks over to Victoria and says, "So, what has brought you here to my home?"
You're in danger.
I'm not so sure that you can really say that. My home is protected. I have spent over 100 years gathering the energy to maintain this place in the spirit realm. We are protected.
It's beautiful. How have you
Thank
gathered
you.
the energy?
Well, sometimes men like to offer sacrifices of certain things. Don't worry, not their lives. Though they do sometimes pledge their lives. I can't take them. I'm dead. But they give their energy to us. And it keeps the darker things away. So, how could we be in danger?
I can smell it.
What do you mean?
There's a tang in the hallway as you come up to the door. And it doesn't smell like this place. And it doesn't smell like a mouldering corridor, and it doesn't smell like decay or rot. It just smells raw.
You are very perceptive.
I wasn't lying when I said I'm a medium.
You brought a medium to my room? I thought she could help.
I want to help. This place is amazing.
Thank you. Very well. Something is making the girls sick. And they're leaving. And I'm worried. Because I don't think it is only making the dead sick. And that's where we'll stop tonight.
Amazing.
Nice.
Oh boy. Oh wow. Okay. What an episode. So many things happened.
So many things.
So many things. Thank you to our new followers, Moonfolk and Quack0i, our resubscribers, Hestia Bones and I Am a T-Rex. Thank you for the gift sub, I Am a T-Rex, and thank you for the bits. I'm gonna read these messages because I like them. Thank you, Chaotic Blade, for the bits. The comment is, for Asterios struggling while everyone else is on dates.
What the hell?
And thank you, I Am a T-Rex, for the bits, and the message is, get it, Kim. Thank you. I did. It has been gotten. Everybody, please go around and remind chat who you are and where they can find you.
Well, as some of your bits donators know, I'm Asterios Kokkinos. You want to hear more from me? You can listen to The Loudest Podcast. It's a podcast that I do with my insane shit-posting fiance, where she fills my innocent head with the horrors of the internet. And you can hear that at theloudestpodcast.com. You search for it on YouTube. It's on Spotify. Everywhere you find podcasts, you can find The Loudest Podcast. And thanks to everyone who supported Crit Show tonight.
I'm Beth Crane. You can hear me on We Fix Space Junk, a podcast about two female repairmen stuck in space in massive amounts of debts, just generally trying to survive. You can also find me at bethkcrane.com or at We Fix Space Junk on Twitter.
Thanks, everybody. My name is Forrest Leder, and again, you can find me as at Fearless Leader, pretty much all over the place. And I'm excited to be the Ghostmaster for this crazy campaign. You can also find lyrics I've done on SoundCloud for OBP Musical. Follow me on stuff. I'd love to chat with people about this.
And I'm Rev. You can find me at Rev Deshane on Twitter. And everything worth knowing about me that you're not learning here in the underground brothel, you can find at thecritshowpodcast.com.
I'm Kim Dalton. You can find me on Twitter at Kim_Dalton or at The Crit Show, because let's be honest, that's mostly where I spend most of my time. What is The Crit Show? Fantastic question. If you just stumbled upon this podcast, upon this stream because you heard about spicy ghosts, we're an actual play podcast that plays Monster of the Week, as well as a whole slew of Powered by the Apocalypse games. New episodes every Wednesday. Go to that website, critshowpodcast.com, and come check it out. Or if you're really, really enjoying it, you can go follow us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/thecritshow. Discord access starts at just $1 a month, and it's the best dollar you'll spend every month, and I can absolutely guarantee that. Let's see. Schedule for the rest of our stream week. Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, please join Task for Some Dead by Daylight. Thursday, the 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern, Megan and I are going to be doing some Mystery Detectives. We're going to be doing part 3 of Nancy Drew Midnight in Salem. The costume theme is witches and Halloween. I've just been dressing up as Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and it's been a lot of fun. My cat, when he wants to, is Salem, but he doesn't always participate. And then next Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, please join us for the Omniverse Chronicles Ghostbusters International with all of these lovely people. Can't wait to see what happens next. If you missed any of this episode, or if you just want to relive the spice, you can head on over to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/thecritshow. This episode will be up there Thursday morning. You can also rewatch any of the previous episodes of Ghostbusters, plus any of the previous episodes of any of the Tales from the Omniverse Chronicles that we've done, which includes I Hunt, Masks, Crossroads Carnival, Afterlife Wandering Souls, Star Wars Force and Destiny, and this one, plus assorted RPG one-shots and video game Let's Plays. I think that's it for me on announcements. Pretty sure. All right. I hope everyone has a lovely evening. Thank you for hanging out with us, and we will see you next Monday for episode 4. Have a good night.